10 behaviors that destroy relationships. Relationships fall apart all the time for various reasons: cheating, jealousy, distance, or sometimes it just isn't a match. Sometimes things are beyond our control. Sometimes the timing just isn't right. Sometimes we just can't make it work because there is too much fundamental incompatibility. But other times it is under our control. We can choose how we show up in our relationships, and this makes a difference in whether it thrives or implodes. Let's look at the most common ways people destroy their relationships and how to avoid them. 1. You don't communicate. Communication is the key to a healthy relationship. We've all heard this one before, but how many of us make it a priority to truly connect with our partner? In this day and age of digital devices, it's just so easy to get lost in that, and real-life relationships take a back seat. Communication plays an even more vital role when conflicts arise, which they inevitably will even in the best relationships. It's hard to have those honest, uncomfortable conversations because they bring up all sorts of unpleasant feelings. We don't want to feel, but if you don't talk about it, then the problems will persist and resentment will start to build. 2. Lack of empathy. This is a tough one because it's very easy to get caught up in our own experience of the relationship. It's easy to feel like we're the victim and it's unfair, and we're right and he's wrong, and we're doing everything in this relationship and getting nothing back. I know it can feel that way in the heat of the moment, but it's important to step back and look at your partner with more empathetic eye. I'm not saying your hurt isn't valid, but it won't get you anywhere to blame him fully. He'll just get defensive and the conversation won't go anywhere. 3. Too much criticism. Why do we do this? We hate being criticized, but sometimes just can't help but do it to our partners. It doesn't motivate him to change, and instead makes him resentful and annoyed and even less likely to do what you want. It also creates a parent or child dynamic where you're his mother scolding him, and there is nothing less sexy than that. If you are overly critical, then look deeper into where that comes from. 4. Being deceptive. There is never a good reason to be sneaky in your relationship. If you feel this need, ask yourself why. Do you think your partner will get angry? Are you trying to present yourself in a certain light and you're afraid your real self won't be good enough? Trust is everything. If you can't trust him and he can't trust you, what are we even doing here? 5. No respect. If you can't respect him, you need to ask yourself why. Do you really think he's just an idiot? If so, why are you with him? Or are you just trying to protect yourself and self-sabotaging? Or are you angry over things that happened with him in the past that you never addressed? 6. Being too sensitive and insecure. We all have sore spots. We all have old wounds that never fully heal. And sometimes someone can say something innocent, but it just presses on that raw space and we have an extreme reaction. Your insecurities can really ruin a relationship if you let them run rampant. So just check yourself and see where your feelings are truly coming from. 7. Setting him up to fail. Don't expect him to read your mind and know what you want and how you want it. If you want a happy relationship, set your partner up to win. Just be direct. Don't drop hints and then get angry when he doesn't pick up on them. If you want him to plan something special for your anniversary, just tell him that. Yes, I know it would be more romantic if he could just intuit exactly what it is you want, but he can't. So just tell him instead of getting upset on the day of. 8. Expecting your partner to fill a void. Another person cannot repair what's broken inside you. It might feel like you'll be all whole and healed from your past trauma once you find someone who loves you enough, but there is no such thing as enough when you have that void because it can never be filled by someone else. Love won't heal you and it won't erase your past pains and trauma. Conversely, love will bring up all that is unloved within you. Whatever it is you haven't dealt with will keep coming up again and again. 9. Having an agenda. This is a mistake that usually kills a budding relationship but can also harm an established one. Having an agenda means you want to push the relationship in a certain direction in order to feel good about yourself. If you're in the early phases of dating, you may feel this overwhelming need to become official, and you measure all of your interactions in terms of whether they're taking you closer to or further from that goal. It's not just about wanting the relationship because you really like this other person and want to create a meaningful partnership. It's about what it will mean to you and about you. You attach a certain meaning onto having this thing. It will mean you're worthy, you're okay, You won't end up alone, etc. 10. Avoiding confrontation. Happy couples aren't couples who never fight. They just don't fight dirty. Arguments can actually be healthy and are a chance to grow as a couple, but only if you use them to reach a resolution. If you're having problems, nothing will change if you ignore it. Rather, you'll end up becoming bitter and resentful, and this will poison your relationship. Avoiding confrontation can also cause you to act passive-aggressive, and this never takes things in a positive direction. The way to prevent most of these destructive behaviors is to just have self-awareness. Look at what you're bringing to the interaction, because you are the only person that you have full control over. And if they are helping or harming the state of your relationship,